All right. Guarding. Guarding low. Guarding high and low. Using leverage to get through. Using leverage to get through. Holding, pushing, leverage, okay? Or trying to get through on the balance alone. Different transition. And this is what's great. I can, by just touching these different features, these different parts of the tree, okay, it's the same as guarding and practicing, keeping high, keeping low through the whole thing. Okay? Keeping low through the transition, keeping low. 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 Definitely wedge. I push in. Why do you? Because if I could come out like this, where it is trade-off, they have my back, I have their back as well. Okay? These are the overs, the flip overs. The flipping over, this is your trip. This is your root. They're tripping over this. That's what that concept is. Okay? So that concept is, this is just a throw or a push. But if that's their bottom, with this foot here, okay, right under, now, this is why you'll see me make sure I get a few of these in. Okay? Make sure, these are your judo. These are your judo tosses. These are your tosses. Not just exclusive to judo. This is the jockeying for that judo point. This is the jockeying. It's great practice. When you see here, sometimes you might not even see a full muscle flex on me. Okay, because I can get that from the core, or I can get that from down here. But what I'm doing is putting tremendous pressure on my shoulder right now. Tremendous pressure. Ups, downs. Not only on the shoulder, it's coming diagonal on my neck as well. I'll try to generate from the bottom as well, so you might be able to see the leg tensing up. Okay? With this balance, you're going to find, if you're using a certain percentage from your bottom, okay, you might not be triggering from the top. And vice versa. If you're using a certain percentage from the top, you might not be triggering from the bottom. You might not need to, which could work to your advantage. Because I'm locking and I'm engaging here, but which is a lot different than trying to move out of this position with that planted really hard. That's going nowhere. I have to first sort of to get over here. Here it's not going to look so bad because with this environment I know I could slide out, but that's not necessarily the case most of the time. So I might want to engage up here and still have this. And this is why when you're watching me practice with the trees, you'll see me doing a lot of extra steps. They're steps the same as to just to qualify and to trigger those balancing moments, to get out and just say balance. It's the same thing. So if I'm here and I really want to be on my way to my next move, I might still do, okay? So it's practiced on the movement. It's different practice. Here, so I'm engaging here a little bit more, but I can then release on the top a bit more and come back in when I want. So on the footwork, when you see a little bit of this weirder or more, okay? These are all defenses. These are all pins and their wedges. You have to keep in mind that there's two people at least in this relationship. So when we're dealing with here, okay, that's open. This is an open one, but it's also open here. So sometimes in the practice, that's a defense, just like in that's a defense. That's covers. That's a ruthless defense. The elbow is one of the strongest bones that you have. So that's a great defense. For the lower one, okay, it might come up a bit, and it might go from open forward to in. So the same thing. Now, if you got them in a rear naked choke, got them in some kind of choke. You practice coming out. These are what you're trying to do is, one of the very sound things that you're trying to do is you're trying to close this distance. Okay, here it's a dynamic, it's a different type. Okay, but what I'm trying to do is close that distance, because the more distance that we have right now, the more moves that they can do, the more options they have, the more they can do things with their leg, the more she can do things with her leg, right? So from here, this one you're always, that's why I practice coming all the way up as well, okay, coming in. So here we can, so this is, I'm trying to drive the knee into, is a better example. Trying to, and this is much, just the benefits of having a tree partner. Look at that. I could focus on this. This, in reality, this would be more of what I'm dealing with a human sparring partner. But here, in order to get this, don't be afraid to help yourself out. And I can practice, this would be my target. Now what's great about these is I have to apply all this pressure. I have to apply all this force here in order to get that core engaged, in order to get that core workout. And that's fantastic. Whether you want to lock, practice both sides. The locking can occur on from here, the foot, honestly, whatever you can get. Depends on the thickness that you're dealing with. Sometimes I can't get the lock at all. And I do that, and that's extremely painful. And that's working, that's using my own, sacrificing some of my own bone stuff, okay? There's one with just the toes. It's mostly just the toes. That's very strong right now. There's a lot of pressure right here. So, and just up, and also, guard, come on.